Okay, this video is about Hurricane Odile and how it is taking a very unnatural right-hand turn at the last second to keep all the rain out of California. And I'll show about 4 different reasons why this is man-made turn. This is not a natural event, and I have some really strong evidence to show that it's the HAARP transmitter west of Baja Island that is causing this turn. So here is this is the current situation, September 16th, 2014, and here's the projected path it's going to take. And the HAARP transmitter itself is right out here under her, she's blocking it, but right in this area here, it's receiving a downburst of dry air. You know, they heat the ionosphere 90 miles up, and it presses the surface air down, and I have absolute proof of this now. So this entire operation was conceived about a week ago. If we go back to this frame here, down in this area, well, one more frame, sorry. Okay, down in this area, this water was 84 degrees, and it was a Category 3. That was when they decided they wanted to keep it off of the open Pacific, because when you HAARP a hurricane, do the HAARP dry air downburst over open water, it's easy to see it. So they actually desired to keep it over land, and the HAARP downburst is now happening right at this wide spot in Baja. They have they have 3 criteria here. Number 1, keep the HAARP transmitter a secret. Keep this entire weather control machine a secret, which is not doing so well. And number 2, avoid any damage to the HAARP transmitter from this tropical depression. And number 3, keep all the rain out of California. Well, by creating this right-hand turn, this is a novel solution that they've come up with, because by HAARPing it when it's over land, you don't see any of the telltale evidence that the operation from Hurricane Norbert showed. In fact, I have 6 sequential videos showing what they did with Hurricane Norbert, and I'm going to upload those, and it's pretty terrible. I mean, the whole thing was a big screw-up. So to avoid that, they are taking this new solution. So let me show you how they're keeping all the rain out of California. It's really amazing.
We're going to see again the path of Odile continue to trek towards the north and then veer slightly to the north and northeast. That's going to give us the effects mainly in the form of rain into parts of the desert southwest. So lots of heavy rain, 6 to 12 inches of rain in some cases across parts of southwest and southwestern Mexico, I should say, and then into the desert southwest of the United States.
Okay, is that not amazing? Okay, this is not just coincidence. This is man-made. Okay, so it travels a straight line. All of a sudden, it starts veering to the right at a 45-degree angle. Okay, I'm going to show you in the jet stream here how that there's just not any real evidence or strong energy to make this turn at this time. Here you can see the jet stream. Basically, the storm itself is affecting the jet stream. There is no pressure gradient to turn it. In fact, if we look at the surface pressure map, and bear with me because I've got some really good evidence here coming up in a second. Okay, surface pressure, there's no northwest wind here, or sorry, a easterly type wind. Now, here in the jet stream, there is easterly wind up here, but down here it's very, very weak. These long separation distances means there's no pressure, very little pressure difference, very little wind. Okay, so 2 bars is what, about 16 knots or so. Very, very light wind aloft. However, if we look at water vapor map from this morning, daybreak, we start to see some really odd stuff. Let's see, is that, yeah, that's it, okay. Let me move this a little bit. Okay, so first we can actually see the the HAARP downburst of dry air. This is where they're doing it. They're hiding it by keeping it over land. Now, the core of the storm is right here. So if you downburst right here, because of the Coriolis effect, that air is going to turn clockwise. And that acts as a little mini jet stream to start pushing it to the east. So this, at daybreak, is beginning to receive a HAARP downburst. That's why it's clearing out right here. Now we step ahead in time. I need to zoom in just a little bit here, because something amazing is happening right here. Again, it's clearing out right here, but the main thing I want to show is this little cloud here, this little guy right there, is turning clockwise. He's turning clockwise around this central zone. So here's the core of the storm. All this stuff here is going counterclockwise, see? It's going counterclockwise because this is rising air, this is low pressure. This is a man-made high pressure, so this little guy right there is going clockwise. Holy cow, smoking gun, folks. Now let's look at the vertical velocity map, which again is another smoking gun. Okay, this is 850 millibars vertical velocity map, or in other words 5,000 foot altitude. Here's rising air, rising air, rising air, and right in that spot we see either no rise or slightly falling air. Now we go to 10,000 feet, 700 millibar, rising air, rising air, rising air. Ooh, here's actual falling air right in the middle. This looks identical to what they did to Hurricane Norbert 10 days ago over the open ocean. And here's 5 millibar, 18,000 feet altitude. Rising air over the warm water, kind of expect that. Rising air over the land, and still have this area of neutral or falling air. So it's the main thing here is at 5,000 feet we have this three-lobe affair with sinking air right in the middle, and you can confirm that by looking at the humidity map. Okay, here's 5,000 feet. Everything's humid, kind of expect that. It's all mixing. 700 millibar, 10,000 feet. Oh, look, there's a little dry spot showing up there. That's odd. Right in the middle of a tropical depression. 500 millibar, 18,000 square feet. Wow, this dry area is getting bigger and bigger. Now that's very odd. Here's 300 millibar, 30,000 feet up. There is very dry air being pressed down right in the spot where we have seen the clockwise rotation of sinking air. So this is man-made. This is a man-made event designed to give a push to the right of this tropical depression low pressure here. And that's extremely powerful evidence. So another thing I want to show is it's clearing out here. We have this little cloud. Okay, back up one time there. Okay, so that's daybreak. It's a couple hours later, and this is later still. And unfortunately, I believe that when they cannot keep up with the photoshopping, they'll just stick a blank frame in the satellite image. So this one has a blank frame here. And I can see why that they probably they couldn't agree on how to make this look or something. Because look at this cloud here. He's moving to the right, he's moving to the right, moving to the right. And then we have a blank frame. And this blank frame also exists in the shortwave infrared and longwave infrared. So for some reason, maybe the guy was off in the bathroom, or they were debating on how to hide this properly. But since we see this clockwise movement right here, that's a smoking gun for falling air. Plus we saw the other two maps. Just a absolute. This is a HAARP downburst, and this is the continuing operation to maintain the drought in California. And I will be uploading 6 sequential Hurricane Norbert videos that show all their screw-ups that they did over the open ocean, because it's just absolute proof of this HAARP downburst. So I'm sure that they've had a lot of staff meetings to avoid this kind of video going up again, but here it is, folks. You know, we're not supposed to know about any of this, and you guys in California are just supposed to suffer with this. Meanwhile, these billion-dollar pipelines are being planned, and I still say the people that are going to make the money off these pipelines and off of metering your private wells are the prime suspects in this type of weather control operation. But if you get a chance, have a look at my 6 Norbert sequential videos, and those show the kind of things on the satellite that they were trying to avoid by keeping Hurricane Odile over land like this. I mean, got to hand it to them. This is a really clever solution to a complex problem. But, you know, these folks, obviously they're pretty bright, but they should not be expending their creative energies to create ecocide in tens of thousands of square miles and help our planet spin off into runaway global heating. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope this is pretty good evidence for everybody. Yes, California, get a couple more weeks of drought. Sorry about that.